Here's a look at your lineup today here on The Now, and we're getting a reality check on retirement and what you should be doing even if you plan on working longer. And companies are starting to crack down on dating at work, some even banning it. We're getting advice from a relationship expert about navigating these situations. And coffee drinkers are getting younger and younger, the unexpected industry behind new coffee bars and who they're designed to attract.
Thank you, Chris. I'm Amanda Starantino, and this is The Now Indy on RTV6. Researchers from the IU School of Medicine are launching ideas into space to find new bone-healing therapies for people here on Earth.
It's wild to think that we can send things up there and have astronauts help us do our experiments to help people.
Zachary Gunderson is in his first year at the IU School of Medicine. He, along with several of his classmates, will travel to Cape Canaveral, Florida tomorrow. The student researchers are sending bone cells up to the International Space Station to test the effectiveness of drugs that could help astronauts in space and people on Earth deal with osteoporosis.
We just want to help people that are having these fractures, are having these bad outcomes, because when they don't heal, it's really a debilitating problem. And so we want to add to the options for doctors out there, create better options as well.
The goal is to better treat people dealing with broken bones here on Earth and maybe to help them heal faster. The students are launching the bone cells into space on the SpaceX 18 rocket on July 21st. Very fancy.
It's amazing, 15, 20 years from now, they'll probably be able to keep our bones from breaking in the first place, huh? Temperature 85, that's in Indianapolis. As you see the clouds out your window, or with our Weather Now cameras, they'll disappear tonight once the sun gets low enough and we start to go the other way and cool the atmosphere. That will stabilize things and clouds will fade away. Temperature is pretty consistently about average for this time of the year. Show you the radar, not because we need it, but we will perhaps Wednesday evening into Wednesday night. Temperatures from north to south and west to east, all where they should be this time of year. The difference, we have a north breeze today. That makes it feel more comfortable, and it's driven the humidity down as well. Sky will clear. Remember, the sun sets at 9:15. By 11 o'clock, clear sky, 74 degrees, and temperatures during the morning hours tomorrow, upper 50s to low 60s. That's where we'll start, and then through the day, across central Indiana, we'll already be closer to 80 by noontime, or just above that, and 88 or so for the afternoon high.
You could be one of the millions of Americans who have had your driver's license photo scanned without your knowledge or consent. New report revealing more government agencies are turning to driver's license databases as a way to use facial recognition as an investigative tool. Corey Rangel with a look at how often it's been used and what's being done about it.
We've now learned both the FBI and Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents are now using facial recognition technology to scan driver's license photos as part of investigations. In addition to privacy concerns, critics point out facial recognition technology is both unregulated and can be inaccurate.
An innocent individual could become the target of a law enforcement investigation simply because you have a glitchy computer system.
Jake LaPeroux is a privacy advocate for a watchdog organization called the Project on Government Oversight.
I would bet that most people in states don't want their photos being churned through an FBI database to search for random investigative targets.
In addition to the FBI, new research from Georgetown Law revealed the first known instance of ICE agents analyzing driver's license photos without any consent, which could put more pressure on Congress to act. Both Democrats and Republicans have expressed concerns about the technology at congressional hearings this session.
More than half of American adults are part of facial recognition databases, and they may not even know it.
No matter what side of the political spectrum you're on, this should concern us all.
As Congress weighs legislation to regulate facial recognition, some cities have started to ban law enforcement and public agencies from using the software. In Washington, D.C., I'm Corey Rangel reporting.
All right, Corey, thank you. And the president's effort to add the citizenship question to the census may have been shot down, but one immigration official says the question may still be included after all. The acting director of Citizenship and Immigration Services told Fox News the president's determined to have the question on the 2020 census. Now, last week, the president said he was looking at using an executive order to make sure that question is added. Let's get back to our lineup. And new findings are showing that people think that retiring may never happen for them. We're taking a look into the benefits of working longer and the one savings rule that you should start following right now.
That's why people feel better shopping at Meijer.
Welcome back to the Now Indy on RTV6. A baby from Indiana is dead after what police say was a tragic accident that happened while a cruise ship was docked. Police say the one-year-old daughter of a South Bend police officer was being held by her grandfather outside a window from the Royal Caribbean cruise ship, the Freedom of the Seas in San Juan, Puerto Rico, on Sunday. The man apparently lost his grip on the child and she fell 11 stories to her death. Puerto Rican police and the Justice Department are still investigating. Royal Caribbean Cruises calls this a tragic incident, and the company says it is helping the family. The South Bend Police Department released this statement today. Quote, the South Bend Police Department offers its sincerest condolences to Officer Alan Wiegand and his family during this difficult time following the tragic loss of their child while in Puerto Rico. The department asked the community to pray for the entire Wiegand family as they grieve and to respect their privacy.
There's a new reality for working America, and Annie Taylor's diving into new findings about retiring and how people can make the most of working longer.
Enjoying the golden years, traveling, or spending more time with grandchildren may seem more like a dream than a future for some. An AP NORC poll found about a quarter of people don't think they'll ever be able to retire, and about another quarter say they'll keep working after the age of 65. Obviously, this is all tying into directly how well people are planning and saving.
What I worry about when I see surveys like this is that people are using this as an excuse to not save for retirement. So they're saying, I'm never going to retire. I'm just going to go ahead and say that now. So there's no point in saving. I'll just keep working. And that is not really a good idea for the reasons that we talked about. You may not be able to, because of health issues, because of employment issues. You don't know what's going to happen.
Now, NerdWallet's retirement experts suggest tucking away about 15% of what you make, no matter your age. And working longer, if you're able, can be attractive. It allows you to put off dipping into Social Security until age 70 when you can collect the most money. And you may also get to keep health care coverage longer. And for a lot of people working past retirement age, it doesn't necessarily mean full-time hours, but taking a step back. So maybe part-time or as a subcontractor. It continues to give the worker a sense of purpose, income, and keeps them active.
All right, Annie, thank you. And this year, not a recall that you really want to hear about. Walmart and Walgreens are recalling over-the-counter eye drops. Now, these drops are store brands. They're manufactured by Altair. The FDA says the eye drops may not be sterile. So far, no one's been hurt or become sick from these eye drops, but the FDA says if you haven't experienced any problems after using them, you want to see your doctor right away. All right, let's get back to our lineup. Of course, coffee helps so many of us get going in the morning, but efforts to make it more available to high schoolers are raising some questions. Coming up, the unexpected industry behind these new coffee bars.
RTV6 is working for you.
There have been thousands of aftershocks after two strong quakes hit northeast of Los Angeles. Kai Beach is there today with people who are assessing the damage, worrying about what comes next.
I didn't know. I didn't know what was happening. And then it dawned on me it was an earthquake.
In the California desert, about 3 hours outside of Los Angeles, communities are shaken after two earthquakes hit in less than 2 days.
Way deeply down in there.
Raymond Williams is showing us the damage the earthquakes caused to his driveway.
Well, just the cracks in the ground and a lot of damaged property, stuff on the inside of the house.
These were some of the strongest earthquakes California has seen in decades, and many people here in the town of Trona don't want to stick around to see the next one.
I know this was God's work and all, but it's traumatizing.
Doretha Smith tells us she no longer feels safe living in this section of Southern California, and now she plans on moving. But first, Smith opened up her home, showing us the destruction.
Yeah, all this is broken apart. It fell. My glasses started falling, and I just couldn't move. Really, I was thinking about staying alive, really.
Frozen in fear, Smith eventually found herself in the kitchen.
I don't feel safe here anymore. The walls breaking. I'm done. And I once loved this house. I loved it. There's no water, none. How are we supposed to survive out here? It's nasty. We can't use the restroom. We can't shower.
That feeling of vulnerability seems to be spreading across the desert.
To give you an idea just how strong this earthquake was, take a look at this crack. It stretches 2 lanes. And in some spots, that gap, well, it's a couple of inches wide.
Workers tell us this is the 5th water main that they fixed in the past few days. At the local high school, volunteers in the Army are working too, handing out free water and meals, giving in this time of need, while others are taking.
Yeah, it was pretty scary. It put us out in the street. We don't know whether we could stay or leave.
Steve Roseno is dealing with a fractured foundation, no running water, and now looters.
It's pretty frustrating. You know, we got to protect what's ours, but yet, you don't want to hurt nobody because they live here too.
To protect himself and his property, Roseno has this.
It's an MK6 Fury. Self-protection, vandalism, just to deter people away from my house.
This is all part of the aftermath following the aftershocks in the California desert and the community's rides on the road to recovery. I'm Kai Beach reporting.
All right, Kai, thank you. And it can be tough to find an affordable place to buy or rent. Half of all people looking to buy are searching for homes that cost less than the national average listing price, under $288,000. Now, according to Realtor.com, the median list price is about $315,000. Right now, it is a seller's market. That's according to Mortgage Professional America. And if you are selling, you're likely going to be buying as well. So right now, agents say you have to act fast with offers. Now, you may have to offer above the asking price and also get pre-approved now and have all your financial documents ready for a quick closing, and get ready to meet seller demands because they will likely have some other offers standing by. Meanwhile, Realtor.com shows smaller homes are gaining value faster. Believe it or not, you can actually buy them on Amazon. They're tiny homes or cabins that you actually put together on your own. The one you're looking at here costs less than $20,000. It's also under 300 square feet. You will need a spring for plumbing after that. Now, for renters in some of the most expensive areas, they're turning to bunk beds that double as workspace. PodShare is a company cashing in on adult co-living. You can rent bunk beds by the night or monthly for around $1,200.
Thank you, Chris. When Sears closed hundreds of stores last year, most shoppers just moved on to other stores like Home Depot, Lowe's, and Best Buy. But that's not easy if your Sears purchases are still under warranty. Working for you, John Matarese shows the problem facing many former Sears customers, so you don't waste your money.
Have any appliances, tools, or tires from Sears? Check around, you probably do. As more and more former Sears customers are discovering, getting warranty help is getting tricky with so many stores closed. Terry Shiplett's afraid to drive her car because the tire tread is almost gone.
The tread has worn off here.
With a 30,000-mile tread warranty, she headed to the Sears Auto Center where she bought the tires.
It's an empty store.
But the auto center was long closed, along with all others nearby. Did you check to see if there was a Sears Auto Center nearby?
There is no Sears within a 50-mile radius automotive.
She called Sears customer service, but was just referred to a tire distributor.
I've sent a dozen emails, nobody replied.
But it's not just auto center customers with tire and battery issues having problems. Anyone who's bought a lawnmower or appliance from Sears the past few years could potentially have a warranty issue and wonder where to turn for help.
My battery's a Sears battery. There's people with the Craftsman's tools that are guaranteed.
Last month, we spoke with Gary Galloway, who also had no store within 50 miles to exchange a bad Craftsman wrench.
You have to drive about an hour to get a tool replaced.
So we checked with Sears, where a spokeswoman told us the company is still servicing all warranties if you call. Tire warranties will be honored at authorized tire centers. Craftsman tools and mowers can be exchanged at Lowe's. Terry, though, laments the loss of what had been America's store.
It's depressing.
In the end, Sears offered Terry some replacement cash. So even though your store may be gone, you can still get warranty help and you don't waste your money. I'm John Matarese for RTV6.
And what a great evening for a walk along the downtown canal. That's Ohio and West Street. On the lower right-hand corner of your screen is fire station number 13. And look at the shimmer of the sun off of the water. We'll have another good-looking sunset as we go into the evening hours. I took this picture accidentally. Got a good sunset picture over the weekend. Just happened to be passing some railroad tracks and see the reflection. And man, am I proud of that. next 24 hours. Humidity is down. It's Wednesday that everything comes right back up. Our rain chance will increase, not overwhelming. Humidity is back and temperatures will be close to 90, warm or hot. However you describe 90 to about 92 as we go into the weekend. Right now it's 85 with a nice breeze out of the northeast. That means less humidity, and that will be the case and allow us tonight to see temperatures drop off to around 60, some spots upper 50s. I just rolled through the time tomorrow. Notice we don't have any showers or thunderstorms, not much in the way of cloud cover other than fair weather clouds, just like we've had today. Temperatures tomorrow push right into the upper 80s during the afternoon hours, cooling down not as much tomorrow night. It will be a slow temperature drop. Some areas to the south will hit 90 degrees. I'd say Bedford and Seymour, you have the better chance. As we go into Wednesday, more in the way of cloud cover, humidity comes up, temperatures climb, and our afternoon and evening chance for thunderstorms returns.
More 737 MAX trouble for Boeing, and that starts the Now newsfeed. A Saudi airline is canceling a $6 billion deal for 737 MAX planes. Now instead, Flyadeal Airlines will buy 30 planes from Boeing's competitor, Airbus. Democrats will have a new way to vote during the Iowa and Nevada caucuses next February. The Democratic parties in both states say people can cast votes over the phone. Now the goal is to make more people available to be part of this process as opposed to just being able to cast votes during traditional neighborhood caucus meetings. The Supreme Court announced today that it will hear arguments over DACA in November. The Trump administration wants to end a program that protects around 800,000 undocumented immigrants who came to the U.S. as children. The Justice Department wants the decision to be fast-tracked before the court's summer recess. Fewer people are drinking milk, and milk producers are panicking about that. Now they're funding coffee shops in high schools to get younger people to consume milk. Now, so far it is paying off for producers. One high school in North Dakota actually used 530 gallons of milk, and that was used for coffee alone. In Florida, nearly 24 high schools sell coffee. Now, for the most part, schools are trying to make the drinks with mostly milk and less coffee. Usually we're talking an 8 to 2 ounce ratio. The schools still need to follow nutrition standards set by the government, and that means no whole milk, and students drink 12 ounces of milk at most. But we talked to a doctor who says that no child should be drinking caffeine, especially at school.
It can make some kids very hyper, and so maybe overexcitable. For some people, it'll make them a little bit more focused. I think for the average teenage kid who is not getting enough sleep by any means, the caffeine sort of helps to wake them up. But I think there are healthier solutions.
Some of those solutions are an adjusted sleep schedule or schools choosing later start times. Now, when it comes to the nutritional aspect, it's still important for kids to get their calcium intake, but coffee, it's not the way to do it. Doctors say it's better to get dairy through foods like cheese and yogurt. Even chocolate milk is a better alternative than coffee. Now, if you love shopping online, but you don't like the hassle of returns, there's a new option. Starting today, Kohl's is taking Amazon returns inside all its stores. It led to more sales inside those Kohl's stores. So if you have an Amazon return, all you need is a QR code to make a return inside a Kohl's store. They handle the boxes, the packing, the shipping, all of that. Well, the piece of a Happy Meal that makes it happy for so many kids is actually under fire. A petition in the UK is calling for McDonald's to stop putting plastic toys in Happy Meals. Now, it is for the same reason that we are seeing straws and cups to be dropped, for those environmental concerns. All right, let's get back to our lineup here. And people do spend just so much time at work, so for some people it is pretty common to find love there as well. But now there are some companies actually starting to ban workplace dating, and we're taking a look into what's behind that trend.